Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aries. If Aries is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Knight of Wands. Okay, and let's see what do these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so, with that Knight of Wands energy, it's quite fiery, passionate, emotional, and very creative. I immediately see two people embracing one another. We have one here and one here. And you can even see kind of the face. Now, as I zoom in on that, I am noticing we have a bear right here. You can see the body over here. But up here, we have a bird who looks to be carrying some kind of little bundle. So, I don't know if you particularly will be having a new baby, but there is the energy of a baby in your life. Okay, so this could be a grandchild, a good friend having a child, somebody in the family, workplace. There's just that consciousness of a new being on their way. And so we see the little bundle coming along. Now there's also this energy of the bear, right? And that we know it's the mama bear. It could be Papa Bear too, right? But there is this energy of protective. I would do anything, And now this might be about this baby, but it could also be that, and if you have kids or you've been around kids, you love kids, you know that any little baby, a little newborn infant, toddler, when you or see them in public or around them in your family, and so it brings up those those kind of mama papa bear instincts, right? I remember what it was like to be fiercely protective of my little baby, and so I think that you are somebody who maybe is in maybe education, or you work with children, or people who are vulnerable in some way. You seem very protective, okay? You're a person that would go out of your way to assist somebody, take care of them. And I think you're very family oriented. I feel like this is where your peace is. Now, if you have kids or not, that doesn't matter, right? I was an auntie for a long time, and I loved that role. And then I had a kid, and now I'm about that mom life. But it doesn't always have to look any certain way, and also, listen, I was a full cat mom too. I'm still a cat mom. My cats. They're my number one companions. And so, this could also be about our lovely animal companion beloveds. So, that's a wonderful energy. And so then we also have the people who are in an embrace, okay? And this could be that, there's some kind of romantic entanglement or a renewal of love within a existing relationship, a real turn towards, kind of being on fire for one another. But this could also be with yourself. You know, when I see these formations when there are people really kind of holding each other or dancing or any of this, and I think, you know, this could definitely be you feeling very secure in yourself. You know, coming into this place in your life where you're letting go of, you know, all of this stuff that we're told to not like about ourselves, or, you know, all of our things that we nitpick and the negative internal dialogue we have, and deciding that, you know, I am the only person that I'm always going to have, and I need to learn to start treating myself well, you know, treating myself with a deep kindness and empathy and love, and, you know, all these kinds of cheesy things. You're probably rolling your eyes right now. But it's true, you know. You're never going to spend as much time with anybody besides yourself, right? And so if you can get into a place where, listen, you don't have to, like, you know, worship the ground you walk on, although that's fine too. But to get into a place where you are comfortable and loving and enjoy yourself, yeah, that's pretty good, you know. It feels nice. It feels nice to enjoy your own company. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have going on? Okay, we have, it looks like a couple of figures here kneeling. And it looks like we have a fire right here. Okay, and this is in that metaphysical zone here on the rim. So I feel like you are really it feels like you're encountering spirit. I mean, very directly. I would not be surprised if you were having visions or synchronicities really pop up, spiritual downloads. It feels so important right now. Like there's a clarity happening. And in this kneeling position, it could be meditation, but it also looks devotional, okay? So I feel like this is coming from a place of your faith. We also have this figure here who has, this is out of focus, who has their arm raised, as you can see, and kind of holding on to these little speckles here. We also have one with arms raised, and there's a sun in the middle. Yes. So, oh, and we have a big heart. Look at that big heart. So I'm looking at this, and I feel like, especially, we have the wand energy. So we have the flame. It feels like a love story with the divine, with some beloved thing within self or within religion or spirituality. I really feel like you are just so immersed in this. However this manifests to you, I mean, however you kind of indulge in your practices, and I feel like there's dreams of mountain ranges. There's dreams of mountain ranges, and I can imagine that there are orbs out there, experiencing orbs on maybe the tree line. And so I wonder if you are encountering some kind of intelligence, if you kind of relate this to maybe like extraterrestrial or ultra terrestrial, if this is maybe kind of in your dream world, this is like an occurrence, but it feels like the way you're experiencing it, almost, it does feel external. It doesn't feel like a projection necessarily. And I'm not saying that's true or not. I don't know, but, and I'm trying to cover, I'm trying to cover that full moon right there. Wait, come here, girl. And so, yeah, there's the orbs, the light. And it feels like, and we can see right here, there's a person, oops, that's dark. There's a person with their arm raised, and there is an orb here. Okay, if you can kind of, let's look at right there. Okay, so I feel like through this kind of spiritual work, this devotional work that you're doing, I don't know if maybe you're doing offerings or like leaving like votive things. It kind of, maybe even like prayer, right? And I think that through this, it's kind of like unlocking parts of your psyche. And I think that this is why you're having these kinds of experiences or encounters, because you're like a beacon of light, you know, and things are going to be drawn to you, or you're going to be kind of experiencing imagery that feels very profound, right? It is. A key has been turned, and these are those spiritual downloads kind of coming through. So what you do with that, of course, that's up to you, you know, but I just want to say it doesn't feel like anything that is scary. I know that when we have really strong dreams, or, you know, we see something, you know, IRL, that can be like, whoa, very startling. I guess, what was it, in late summer, I saw something really weird, and we think it was an owl. I think it was this is what my mind tells. It was an owl. But I don't know. It was really weird. It was something like really, it looked like I guess it looked like some kind of like a little UFO or a drone, or I don't know. But it, you know, it was really low, and then all of a sudden it took like straight up. And it didn't really have a lot of lights, but I could see it because it was low enough. And this was late at night. And I was so startled by it. I mean, it wasn't super late because my daughter was out there, but it was, you know, after 9 o'clock, I guess. And I feel like we were taking out the trash or something. And I was startled enough that I grabbed her and ran her inside. I was freaked out. And then I started to try to work it out. Like, what, you know. But I know when you see something or experience something, it can be like, whew, this is a lot. It's a lot, you know. You know, but the energies that I feel here, I feel it's always in your best interest to practice psychic self-defense, you know, whatever you use as kind of a spiritual line of defense in the physical world, but also within your psyche and in your spiritual. You know, I always plug the book by Dion Fortune, you know, Psychic Self-Defense, and it really just depends on, you know, what your beliefs and practices are. I like to use sigils and talisman and kind of active imagination. Those are my personal preferences, but also prayer and you know, and word spells and things to kind of build up walls and remain unseen. You know, stay stealth and hopefully not be you know, whatever, not recognized, but something to take up an interest in you, you know. And so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, but I think it's always good to practice that. Although I don't feel like this is a situation that feels, you know, malevolent. Okay, so, but interesting things coming, right? And interesting occurrences, I think. And so, let's see, what do we have? Oh, okay, we have flowers, and I want to show you right here. And this looks like it's in the leg of a dog. This looks like a dog here. But we have a flower, and you can see the flower and then the stem and the leaf. And then I want to put this down, and I'm going to show you, look, we have another flower right here. And so there is a lot of growth happening. Okay, there's blooming. It's a blooming. And coming into this place where I can just imagine all these flowers like in your hair or around your face, and just feeling, you know, awakening on deeper and deeper levels, right? And I feel like there's like a sense of interconnectedness, you know, at times to all things, but more so too, just in your daily life, seeing how patterns kind of relate to the things you're thinking about, or, you know, and we've all had this happen. And I'm not talking about when your phone hears you or kind of reads your mind, but when you've been thinking about something and then you begin to notice it a lot in your life, it's appearing, it's manifesting out in the wild, right? And so, you know, sometimes I think, yeah, it does have to do with us kind of looking for like themes in our lives. But I also think the universe responds to us, definitely. You cannot make me feel otherwise. I am definitely a magical thinker. So I think that there are moments here where it feels so potent, and you feel so just, you know, connected, plugged into all that stuff. And so also we have the dog, and I feel like there's a sense of deep loyalty here. We also have a little bird. We have another little bird. So I feel like this is somebody coming through, and I feel like they were a flower person. Okay. I think that other than this being about you blooming and things coming, I feel like you have a flower person, somebody who maybe gardened or, you know, used to take them flowers, or, you know, maybe their name was Flower. I don't know. But they maybe have transcended, or maybe they're still around, but they are thinking about you. And there seems to be kind of this lovely messaging of a deep loyalty to you and you to them. And I think that that's something that they just want to, you know, they want me to say, because they want you to know that they are still part of that bond. Okay. And so I think that's something that has been important to you. I think that's, you know, one of maybe your core relations. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at the Mary Magdalene Oracle. These are from Megan Watterson and illustrations by Moonjube. And I will just tell you, these are some of my favorite cards. They're so beautiful. And I have such an affinity for Mary Magdalene anyways, but these are really gorgeous cards. And this one says, judgment. The whole point is to be human. Okay. The whole point is to be human. And that's what we're here for. We are, you know, flawed beings. We are. This is, you know, our condition. And, you know, I think it's it's not an easy go, right? But we have to do our best. And I think that's the best we can do. And I think that, you know, the more we can learn to reserve our judgments, we can notice, but really setting in judgment about things around us, about ourselves, about other people, about whatever it is. There's a freedom in being able to let some of that stuff go. And I think that really has to do so much with this idea of ascension, or kind of the unraveling of our attachment to identity or personhood or whatever it is, right? And we become a divine being more and more and more. Although we already are, right? But we are actively choosing to become a more and more divine being. So, Aries, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean a lot. They're one of my favorite things about the channel. And other than that, I love you. Take care of yourself. And we'll talk in just a few days. All right. Thank you.